7th. Darshan Siddharth is standing on the podium for making a presentation on the topic called as the matters with the good manners for 2021. So your time starts now. 3, 2, 1, go.
Never let success get you ahead, and never let failures get you apart. Reading 71. So ironically and incidentally, the first habit that or good manner that I have has to do with what I said. A lot of teenagers are getting used to fame at a very young age, and even in India, like for instance, teenagers who are doing advertisements or who are featured in movies, they get used to fame, money, and spotlight a lot of times. So what happens is they don't remain the same. With the passage of time, they evolve and they start showing a lot of ego, and that doesn't earn them a good reputation. So be the same no matter where you are. Maybe you're in the sky or your place above the sky, your place on a pedestal, doesn't matter. Try to be as down to earth as possible, and that will be a very good manner. And a lot of people will admire you. And a lot of different people have got a separate fan base just because they're down to earth. For instance, Sachin Tendulkar, search favorite cricketer, and as we talk about search favorite cricketer, I can also talk about my favorite footballer.
I didn't give you the permission. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So the more down to earth you are, the more people will like you. So that's the first thing that I have. And as an extension of this, also, a lot of people get frustrated when they fail and they start downtrodden themselves. They start deviating themselves, which is not good as well. So no matter where you are, try to remain the same. Even if you fail, no problem. Just give it your best shot the next time you try it. The next good manner is something that I've seen.
What's the short name of the first good manner you spoke about?
Never let success get to your head, and never let it's to be short, remain the same no matter what.
Oh.
Can you post it in the chat box?
That's okay.
The next one is something that I've seen my friends lacking, a lot of my friends lacking. So, for instance, now we are in 11th grade and we are shifted to a new block and we have a lot of new teachers. So, when my friends they run into an old teacher who taught them in 10th grade or 9th grade, they don't greet them, they don't wish them, it's like they don't have any relationship with them whatsoever. And I don't think it's right. Those people are the ones who taught you everything all through these years. And just because they don't teach you anymore, that doesn't mean that you don't have any sort of relationship with them. So when you meet your former teachers, no matter how old they were, even when they taught you at KG or pre-kindergarten, just greet them, wish them, and that will help you have a good image in the books of them. The next one is when you are in a formal institution, which is governed by someone else, you can always ask for permission. For instance, in this particular institution, sir is the one who governs it. So no matter what you do, you can always ask permission to sir. For instance, you want to attend a call from your parents, you can ask sir and go outside to attend. Maybe anything it is, you want to drink water, you can ask sir for permission and you can do that. So whenever you're in an institution, which is governed by someone else, that's not you, then you can always ask for permission from the superior authority. It does not do anything to tarnish your image. It only bolsters your image in the books of those people. So never feel shy or never hesitate to ask permission from people who are superior than you. It only gives you a better image and people will start liking you. The next one is learn to conduct yourself in a big environment, for instance, a conference. Teenagers, they don't exactly get into conferences or parliament meetings, but still, it's the beginning stage where they meet a lot of different people, and even when they're in a class conference with people from other classes, let's say an annual day celebration, learn to conduct yourself. For instance, let's say rolling our eyes. It's something that we do in an informal way when we are chatting with our friends. Let's say our friend says that my dress is better than yours, and we don't agree to that. Just go like whatever, man, just roll your eyes. And that's informal, that's completely okay.
There's also insulting.
Yes, it is. Yes, if it's a close friend, it's not a problem. You can take it. But when you're in a conference, can you imagine the president of a country now, like addressing thousands of people in the parliament, do that? But actually, a person has done that. It's really funny. Actually, Jacob Zuma, the former president of South Africa, he did that. Actually, in a parliamentary meeting, he was just going to like point the paw down, and he did this. And then all the people, they just start laughing at him. And so a lot of South Africans, they felt insulted because he's the person who represents their country in all the international meetings. And when someone of Jacob Zuma's stature does that, it's really funny and pathetic. So that's why a lot of people started hating on it. Like a lot of netizens, people who use social media, they just went all out on him and he attacked him, all sorts of stuff. The next one is learn to be polite. For instance, let's say you're talking to a person who's senior to you, maybe anything, like maybe in age, maybe in the designation, or like someone who's a senior. If a person is having a bigger role than you, then be humble and always answer his questions in a humble tone. Just don't aggravate your tone and earn the wrath of that person. The more humble and down to earth you are, the more people will like, as you said. So this is an extension of the first few rules which I mentioned. So keep your tone low. It's always good to have a conversation with someone who's elder than you in a low tone that will help you sound even more humble. The next one is called the PET rule. PET, P stands for please, T stands for excuse me, and T stands for thank you. Learn to say these words often, as these words will make you sound humble again. And whenever you're in a big meeting, in a big atmosphere, these words will help you to register a good image of yourself. So use PET rule, use these words often, so that you sound better and you sound more, down to earth. Because whenever we talk about manners, humility and humbleness plays a major role in it. So the more down to earth you are, the more people will like you and adore you, and you may have some of your paper transaction get based up. The next one is whenever you're meeting someone new, learn to give a handshake to the person. That will really enable your relationship to blossom. For instance, you're meeting someone new and a friend introduces another friend of him or her. You learn to give a handshake and greet that person. Handshake is always one of the best ways to greet a person, especially when you're meeting them for the first time. So handshake is always a really good way to kick off your relationship. The next one is when you're speaking in a conference or a conversation. Let's say it could be anything, right? From the most trivial ones to the most grand ones. Let's say in a group project, wait for your turn to speak, let the others complete what they started. That will always make you sound more humble and polite. Because when you suddenly interrupt a person, who's talking, who's going on a flow, the person won't feel good, and the person will be very, embarrassed when you interrupt him or her, and that will lead to a lot of problems and misunderstandings. So whenever a person is speaking, let him or her complete what he or she started. The next one is, for instance, teenage is the point of time where you do a lot of things. For instance, a lot of parents go and drop off their children in hospitals, and then you have to dine on your own with other people. So whenever you're dining, use proper table manners that will help the others have good image about you. So whenever you're eating along with some people, a lot of roommates in the hospital are completely new to you. So whenever you're meeting them and whenever you're having lunch or dinner together, just have proper table manners. Don't talk to them while chewing your food. All the small trivial things which you do, they make a part in the image that the other person has to do. The next one is learn to give proper acknowledgement to people, like the gratitude or eye contact. All that is important. Whenever you're speaking to someone who has done something good for you, be clear and say words from the heart. Thank him or from the heart, give him a thank you, bro. Or have proper eye contact when you're speaking to someone. Look at their eyes. If you do all that, it will not make the person feel ignored and will have a good image on you. He or she will have a good image on you. And I have 4 or 5 more rules for people who expect these behaviors from their teenagers. For instance, parents, if they want their teenager or their child to do all these things, they must also have some rules for themselves.
Sorry for the interruption. So the good manners that you have explained so far, are you interested in them only for the teenage life cycle, or it can be prolonged?
Yes, it can be prolonged. It starts from teenage and it can go all the way to professional life. Because all the things that I've said can be actually used by professionals as well. So since teenage life is the starting stage of professional life, it's like the embryo, and the things that you learn here are they go on to be applied in the later stages, right?
And out of the list that you have mentioned thus far, which one do you think is lacking the most? Amongst you have seen several people in school, you have seen people about 30 people in MSES sessions. So in your work, which good manner do you think is the most lacking one amongst people?
Sir, I wouldn't speak of one particular thing, but I have like 4 or 5 rules which come under the category of humbleness and being down to earth. I've seen that lack in a lot of my friends and peers in school. I have not seen that lack in my sessions because if that lacks, then you won't be the same. So I've seen a lot of my friends do that. So I just ran like put them under the name of humility and rules. So, and the next set of things is be clear about what you expect. For instance, a parent, he or she expects something from his or her child or teenager. Be clear about what you expect. Tell them straight to their face about what you expect. And the more clear you are with your children and offspring, the better relationship you have. Like, be clear. Don't hide anything from them. Just don't be half-hearted and say things to them. Whatever you want to say to them, say it in a full-fledged manner so that there are no misunderstandings and confusions. The next one is avoid lecturing them in front of others.
The two session.
Yes, sir. So avoid lecturing your children in front of others. Rather talk to them personally. That will be even more effective than lecturing them in front of thousands of people. And the next one is give your teen consequences when necessary. Punish them when necessary, but not in front of others, as you said. When you are in, when you two are together at home or in a private environment, then give them the hat right to not to hurt them. Next one is model the behavior you want to see in them. First, you must be the role model for them to follow. So if you are expecting something from your children, try to be it so that they learn to. And the last one is talk about all the benefits that a person could have by having good manners. So be a good role model and talk to them, avoid embarrassing them in public. So to say them in a concise manner to round it all off. I said these 3 particular rules, and these 3 rules can be expanded within the 5 laws that I mentioned for parents and people who expect us to keep. So that's it.
Very good job, Dakshin.
Very well done, Dakshana.
Well done, Dakshinanna.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions towards Dakshin before Mitra goes to the stage?
Sir, I want to tell one thing to you and Dakshana both.
Guru Prasanna, repeat it.
Yes, sir. Sir, shall I say, sir?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, when I was thinking about these kinds of good manners, sir, I think if when Dakshana said these good manners, and when I have wrote down. I had wrote some good manners, sir. In some of the things, sir. If myself I follow some at least a few in this, sir. I hope I'll be at least a good person in this world. I think so. Because all these good manners are very helpful for the teenagers and the adults like us. Too.
Thank you. That should be good news to Dakshin. So he says he will constantly follow all of these.
Thank you, Guru.
Right. Thanks that you have said, and that's a very good word of appreciation for Dakshin. So the next person on stage is.
All the best, Mitra.
All the best,
The
Mitra.
best, Mitra.
You want to remove those? No. Dance.
Clarity. Yes,
3, 2, 1, start.
A long greetings to all in our present here and thank you for watching this show. So today, last time before I start with introducing about the show that we are going to watch today, let me tell you why we have chose this show to be telecasted. The first reason was, few days ago we conducted a poll on which we wanted to telecast the show, and we had 3 choices in the poll, and the first choice was about the good manners that teenagers and all the people lack nowadays in this century. So we got around 60% for this topic in the poll, and that's why today we are here with this reality show. So before I start up with the good manners of this week, let me tell you about the quote and why good manners is very important for each and every one of us. There is a very much important quote that induces you to follow few good manners and that could make you recognized in the public and society also. Let me tell you the quote. Good manners reflect something from inside. It is an innate sense of consideration for others and self-respect for yourself. So here we could know that good manners can also consider consideration for others and it also pays self-respect for you. It could make you recognized to other people. So let me, before I start with the general things, I consider the first one is very important and it must be there in each and every person in this modern society. Then only it would take them to great heights in their occupational field and also in their personal field. Let's get into the first important one. If you are letting someone know about some fact, like a quote, or it can be anything, like about a fact or a life experience or a story, even abusing, just give respect to the person who has already said. One, this good manner, the first good manner comes under one small rule. That is, this should be followed only if the thing that you are saying has already said by someone. Like the quote that I always imply on, that is, try manifesting the highest level of moral courage by Swami Vivekananda. Even in yesterday's RLS video at the end, I would have said from whom the quote came upon. So whatever you are saying about the fact that someone has already implied on, the first thing that you have to say is who had implied on and who brought it into existence. And this can also cause copyright issues. So the first important good manner that I am letting you know in this show is if you are letting others know about something that has been said already by someone, give respect to them and say their name first before you start saying your fact. So this is the first good manner that I want to let you all know. Second is kids must always look beyond the physical beauty of others. We already have got many people watching this show might know. Don't judge a book by its cover. So it's similar to that. If you are getting attracted to the physical beauty of anyone, whatever gender he or she belongs to, never look upon their physical beauty. The only thing that matters is their inner beauty and their good manners that they have and the good manners that they imply on in the field that they are getting into. It is all about inculcating their learnings. Let me get into the third important one, that is listen completely. It can also come under the phone protocols or at any circumstance in your life, wherever you're speaking with someone or communicating with someone, listen completely. Don't interrupt it. This is a general one, but if you get into this good manner, you will definitely come about lots of that. All the good manners that I have come across, all the 15 good manners in this show, I have made lots of research on Google and I have brought you only authentic ones that are very important this week. So this is the third one, listen completely, whether it is in a communication platform or academic purpose, wherever you are communicating with someone, listen completely and then give your point of view or your perspective on the point.
We should finish in 15 minutes.
Yes. The fourth one is each and every one of us at some point of time might get influenced based on the circumstances to find faults. So it is based on your mental strength and your mental toughness about how we are finding faults. Each and every one, it is very common that each and every one of us are influenced to find faults. I have found faults at few circumstances, but think before you act when you find fault. It is not, if you feel it is not right in that moment, don't speak about it. Really, fault finding is very bad. But if you take it in a different perspective, according to your mental toughness, you can definitely avoid it, even in uncontrollable circumstances. So before you, this is also the thing I'm commenting more, I may not have much time. Sir, think before you act, think about the consequences that you might have after completing any particular task. So if you think about the consequences, you may not get influenced by others to find faults, and also you can take careful steps.
But what if there is a mistake in the person and the fault is supposed to be followed and it has to be denoted in that situation? And if I follow the good manner that you taught me now, I will not be speaking at all. So then how would I make the person understand that he is at fault?
So here also, I again include the think before you act, sir. If you feel that the point that you are coming to say is right and it can be made right justice and then circumstances, then you can definitely speak about that. The next important good manner I will speak about is never dominate and be bossy. Always ask for others' opinion. It is a leadership quality and also a team player quality and sportsmanship. So even if you are the leader or a team player, ask for others' opinion. Even if your leader fails to ask for others' opinion, you need not be bossy or you need not dominate. But from your point of view, you can ask for others' opinion. It could be in your occupational field or in your academics, wherever you are, don't hesitate to ask for others' opinion, but be very humble and down to earth. The next thing is choose your words wisely and don't rush to comment about things. So take your own time, observe things. Again, I'm saying about the acronym that sir has please stop. S stands for stop, T stands for think, O stands for observe, and P stands for proceed. So observe anything, even if it's a small video and an unnecessitated video or anything, observe properly and then let others know about your perspective and comment if you want. But try to put your words wisely. Before it comes out of your mouth, think about the word and feel if it is right in that circumstance and then you speak, then no one can find fault with you. The next one is support anyone if or anything if only you feel that your point of view is correct and justified at that point. If you feel that your point is wrong and it might not be necessary during that circumstance, never put your point or your perspective during that circumstance. Next thing before you act, I have already said about that. Be unique. Don't copy from others. Be always unique. And if you don't have any ideas, research more. Developing your knowledge and searching for more topics can definitely take you to great heights in your future. Next, don't depend on others. Be independent, and in whatever decisions you are doing decision making, be independent and try to choose the right decisions. Next, follow the protocols. This is very general. Follow the rules wherever you are supposed to, and if you feel that rule need not be implied during that circumstance, think wisely and then.
Can you bring out the other ones? The things that you have presented, fine, we grasped it. But the other ones, can you give it one? How many left?
Sir, 4 seconds.
So can you give it those 4?
Sir, even if someone finds fault with you, sir, if you think that is right, accept it, or else don't be rude. You can stand against your point, but you need not be rude, sir. Next, don't judge others, sir, based on their character, based on their speaking tone, sir. And before you submit any task or any activity, before you complete, ask your friends and yourself, ask this question, sir. If I or if we have paid the right justice towards the task that we have completed, sir. And the last one is, to anyone whom you are speaking, always teach them that you have to be physically, mentally, and socially very strong.
Okay, so take the account of the attendees of MSES sessions, both online and in direct form, and the people who have come across, starting from parents, right from Rithvik parents who were the first attendees, till the final person who has joined, that is coincided. All these 35 plus people. If you have to take 3 most important 5-star of good manners to be given to the MSES session students by observing things over here with the given state of affairs, which are the 3 things you would be highlighting?
Like if that person has the good manners.
No. By observing all of you, if 3 bias have to be taken out of the list that you are putting, which 3 you will be suggesting for the bias of MSES students?
Can you just give me one minute?
Guru Prasanna, you will be next after Mitra.
Sir, first one is ask for others' opinion, sir. Don't dominate. I have observed this, sir. Although you are not leader or you don't have a superior power, ask for others' opinion, sir. Support anyone if you feel their point or if anyone is right, sir. That point. And ask others and ask yourself this question if you have made the right decision.
Oh, finish what you started.
Okay. So these are all the 15 good manners that I wanted to tell you this week. This being a weekend, from tomorrow being Monday, you can definitely try utilizing these. And thank you so much for the opportunity, and we'll meet you next week. Thank you.
Great job, Mitra.
Thank you, Asita.
Very well done, Mitra.
Good job, Mitra.
Thank you, Tanisha.
Sir, you want to ask a question or you would like to?
I just wanted to present and have a question as well.
Sure, sir.
Anything for me.
Sir, please.
But
I was actually about to ask.
no, that's fine. So with that, you did a very well. The presentation was very good. Right? Very well directed. Thank you. The presentation is excellent. That's very good. Thank you. So, body language and your movement. Thank you. Thank you. A big round of applause for both of you. Thank you. Okay. The one point that I want to point out is the first one, which is one of the challenging stuff in today's world. Right? Taking others' work and putting it on it. Right? That I think it should be definitely addressed. That's one thing which is prevailing in each and every day, especially after this COVID situation. Because you have a source called Google, right? You just try to try copy paste whatever it is, like be a homework, like be whatever, like be a presentation. If anyone asks you something, right? You very well say yes because you have Google backing, right? So that culture is kind of very dominant in this right now. And that is one habit which I think we have to kind of preach to each and every kid. Make sure that whatever they take from the internet, it's not theirs. It's someone else's work. So one thing I feel is you can get a hint of it. Whatever you did today, right? You can get a hint of it and improvise on that. Yes, right? It shouldn't be just one thing copy paste. We call it as a captain one, copy and paste. So don't take it bluntly, put it there and put your name. Right? So if you can access, I can access. Yes. Okay. So that's a very good point. I think. And all these 3 points that you said, right, that can be mitigated with one character. What do you think that is?
One character means in which way?
As if you say, okay, I am the person, right? I want to kind of get on all those 50 good habits, whatever you listed. Right? What is the one character that I should engage myself so that I can mitigate those things? One character, which can be a niche, I would say that.
You know, to rephrase this question, if there is one particular character or one particular
Right.
behavior or trait that if he follows, all these 15 things will automatically have an access to it. So that could be, for example, managing your time properly, reading, or having good network, complete memory. That was one character, which will in turn give access to all these 15 good qualities that you have.
Yes. Uncle, I think from my point of view about what research I have made today, I think self-respect and self-love. If you love yourself and if you love whatever things you do, like is it a task or achievement that you accomplish, if you love yourself and you have self-respect to yourself, nobody, even if you don't even if you don't like your appearance, you must definitely love yourself, the characters that you have. I think if you have self-love and self-respect towards yourself, I think you can enact all these.
Well said. I expected that. I expected self-awareness.
Yes.
Same as what you said, right? If a person is self-aware, right? If he know what he does right, I think he can use it well. Right? Whatever you said, right? Self-love or quality. Right? So if he is aware of that particular point, I think definitely he can try to mitigate all the things. So well said. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And sorry to interrupt.
Sir, please. I needed this. That's it. I'm waiting.
So for the online members, what I would like to say is, Sir who has spoken to Mitra is not only a trainer. Right, sir. So Sir's name is Mr. Natraj.
No,
Krishnaraj, sorry. Krishnaraj, and he's a very good friend of mine. But the point is, his brother is more close to me, but I'm meeting him only today. And the reason why I'm saying he's a very good friend of me is in another 15-20 minutes, we had a very good acquaintance to each other. So he is a technical trainer. He has been in various countries for more than a decade. He's an IT professional. And right now, he's more often operating as a freelancer. One thing that was so impressive was just like Siddharth's dad and Daneshwar's dad in the US, he was living along with his kids in US, and he made an overnight decision to come back to India for good. And the reason, the one and only reason for packing his bags to come back to India, besides having about 12 or 13 years of stay there in US, is his kids' education. So he has come here, he has settled down at home, and he has put his kids here. Okay? So such an influential person, and he is giving technical training for some of the colleges. One of the colleges is B Engineering College, which is a very famous college in Kolkata. So it's much expertise than me in terms of technical thing. I'm so happy that you joined this. And there is one more person. Avari na ungitta kaamikkanum. So yeah, so this is my good friend Mr. Shanmugavel Raja. அப்படித்தான் அவருடைய பேர் என் ஃபோன்ல வரும். அப்படித்தான் சேவ் பண்ணி வச்சிருக்கேன். MSc Unix session first ever rosterல ஜாயின் பண்ண தேனர்ஸோட father, a very proud farmer and such a wonderful businessman with organic food products and இங்கிலீஷ்ல பேச தெரிஞ்ச தமிழ், இங்கிலீஷ்ல புரிஞ்சுக்கிற தமிழ், ஆனா அவர் அதிகமா தமிழ் வார்த்தைகள் தான் பேசுவார். It's a very good friend. So they came for a meeting and கிளம்புறதுக்கு முன்னாடி தக்ஷின் மித்ரா எல்லாம் பிரசன்ட் பண்றத பார்க்கலாமான்னு voluntarily they have sat as colleagues. So I want all of you to thank them for their knowledge and wisdom. Would you like to say something, Guru Prasanna, to them?
Sir.
Come on, they're on camera. You can talk.
Sir, first of all, thank you so much for coming here, uncle. Like I had never seen any kinds of relatives or friends coming to MSc since that this is the first time I had seen. So like we have friends from you and your in which style you're speaking, it's really lots of inspiration. So first of all, I am really thanking you and sir for I'm really thanking you, sir, for bringing them here, and thanks you both for voluntarily coming here and being our presentation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Guru Prasanna. Thank you. Thank you so much. Nice. Okay, so we will continue the process. Good man is presented by Dakshin Siddharth. Good man is presented by Mitra, and the points validated and fine-tuned by Krishnaraj sir as well. The next person, Guru Prasanna, are you willing to present, or we will ask Tanishwar and Siddharth to go? What do you say?
Sir, I don't have any problem, sir. If they are willing to go, they are willing to go, sir. If they are not willing, I will go, sir. No problem for me.
Tanishwar, would you like to present?
Okay, sir.
All right. So, how much time would you be requiring? How many? Yeah. Go ahead.
I think like 5 to 10 minutes.
All right, Tanishwar. So go ahead. We are ready to start.
All the best, Tanishwar.
All the best to you. 3, 2, 1, go.
I need to start my I made a PowerPoint presentation.
You have a screen to share?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Then I'll switch off my video.
Okay.
You both can come here.
Okay. I did my presentation on good manners. So one of the basic things of good manners is to follow the rules. Every country has its own set of rules and laws, and they are made so a country can, function properly and no chaos comes out of it, and it can't, it's a good country and has a good reputation, and the citizens are expected to abide by them. Um, so if anyone does something wrong, if anyone breaks a rule or a law, then there's going to be consequences, and this depends on like the severity. So if you like miss a red light, you could only get like a ticket, and then if you do something big like rob a bank, you could get arrested. Um, so the rules can also be very basic. So if you're playing a sport or game, there are rules. So there are rules to pretty much anything, and that is a big part of having good manners, and you should be following the rules if you want good manners. And if you're playing a sport or a game, there are rules, and if they are broken, it uh usually awards the opponent team or player, or it gives you a penalty. Following rules and laws, they're all good manners, and there are some things that cannot be controlled by the government or laws, and um you need to you need to focus on yourself for that, and it depends really on you on what type of person you want to become. So if you could be a very rude and disrespectful person, and nobody would like you, or you could be someone nice and kind, and you could be a role model or someone that's respectable. So what are these things that cannot be controlled? So one of the big things is social behavior. um this is one of the most important types of behavior, because no matter who you are in this world, you definitely interacted or had a conversation with a person. Um, you've maybe only said a word to them, or you've only said, if you've spoken a sentence, or you could have had a whole conversation with them. Uh, so yeah, a person values you as a friend, like depending on how you like treat them, and how respectful or mean you are. If you're mean, they won't like you as a friend, and if you're not mean, then they'll value you as a friend. So you may hear many people say that the first impression is the best impression, and this is true most of the time. There's some cases which is not true, but I'm not gonna go there. And like being kind, honest, and not trying to make the other person feel bad. Like you just want to have a conversation. You don't need to make them feel bad, and do stuff. And yeah, and when people see you for the first time, and if they like the way you act, if you're in like an emergency situation in the future, or something happened that you need help with, and you're in an emergency, then they will help you. And if you don't have a good relationship with anyone, and you know, people will think it's a waste of time to even answer your phone call or something, if you're going to ask for help. And yeah, you might get excluded from things, and you're going to be alone in your life, and you shouldn't be surprised. Manners. Manners can also be what you can do in each situation. Uh, um, so it depends on timing. So if you do something that doesn't really fit the time and do that, you're ruining your reputation. Like if you're in a moment that might interrupt or disturb other people there, don't do it. An example would be if you are at a funeral, and you start watching funny videos on your phone and laugh out loud. That's not good manners, because there is a dead person and people are mourning him, and if you laugh, it's going to make them feel bad, because a person like you won't care about people dying. So people won't like you anymore, and they won't treat you as respectfully. And behavior that can make you better, or like a good manner, is, for example, if your friend has a job interview, and if you cheer them on or give them tips on what to do, then that's a good type of manners, because you know they're getting something out of you. um so like there's like this saying that says uh if you have a friend that that's only there to ask you for help, or wants to get stuff from you, then they're really not your friend. But if you help them out along the way, and if they help you back, that's a good friendship, and also a good social type of behavior as well. And there's also another saying that says, treat other people the way you want to be treated. It's a very famous quote, and it's true. If you want others to treat you bad, and that means, I mean, that can't be a reason, because if you treat other people bad, then you're probably gonna get treated bad too. But nobody wants to be treated bad. Hopefully not. But um, if you want to be treated good by other people, and if you want people to respect you, and if you want to be valued, then you should also treat other people that way. So you know you both are even, and if you don't, there might be consequences, or like the other person might do something to you, like revenge and stuff. I don't know. And then and there's some other types of manners. Speech is a type of manner. So this is one of those ones where you have to do based on the situation. So if you're presenting a speech, you can't be using filler words like or and, or like you can't keep saying or keep saying that, because like people will get bored, and you want to make sure that the audience understands, and you want to sound professional, so you can they'll want to listen to you, and you could get an applause at the end, and yeah. And you can also make it interactive and make it interesting, so nobody is bored. So interactive meaning you could call like a volunteer on stage and ask them to do something, and uh people might get more interested. And yeah. And debate is another type of manner. uh So debating is basically arguing, but in a respectful way. You share your evidence, thoughts, and opinion on the matter, and people will do the same. Cough, cough. Trump and Joe Biden debate. That wasn't a very good debate. It wasn't good manners. And another type of manner is introducing some specific thing, like a show and tell. In a show and tell, you get an object, and then you describe it and what it means to you, and why you brought it up there. And it's not always like that. Like you could be like someone that invented an object, and you want to tell people about it. So you take it up and you show it, and you also need to sound professional in this, because it is it's most of the time you're probably going to be a businessman when you're doing this, and you don't want to ruin your reputation in front of like a million people. So you do need to sound professional in this, and you could make your object mysterious and interesting. And there's also another type of manner, and I didn't include that on the PowerPoint. This is essay writing and story writing. You want to make sure that there are it's grammatically correct and it's easy to read. So if you wrote a story, and you didn't put the commas in the right place, you didn't put question marks, and you have a lot of run-on sentences, and people won't want to read that, because it's hard to read, it's hard to understand it. And um uh like people won't want to read it. So there's this example where um so there's this phrase called "let's eat grandpa," and then there's a comma after "eat." So if you put the comma after, that means you want to eat with your grandpa. And then if you don't put the comma, that means you want to eat your grandpa. So punctuation matters. So that's also like a type of manner, because you're still ruining your reputation if you don't do that. So that's pretty much it, and that's my presentation.
Good job, Tanashwar.
Well done,
Very well
Tanishwar.
done, Tanis, for good presentation.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, Dhaneshwar, well done. And I have a question, and the question is, if you have to inculcate one or couple of good manners out of the things that you have presented, which one would it be? One or two good manners that you have presented, and as Mitra mentioned during your presentation, that if that is to be inculcated from tomorrow onwards, which one would it be? One or two?
Probably social behavior, because your social behavior is probably something you're going to be doing like your whole life, because you're always going to be talking with someone if you're a regular person. And if
Right.
uh if you don't have if you don't have good friendships or a good social relationship with anybody, then you you probably won't get the help you need in like situations, if you are like in emergency situations. And like and it's you won't make any friends either, because friends are very important in life, because they help you, and they it's like a pastime to talk with them sometimes, and you can also do stuff with them. So that, and it would be social behavior and following the rules. You should also follow the rules. Yeah.
Okay. Good job. Siddharth, hands raised. What is it?
Sir, I have a question for Taneshwar.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, Taneshwar. So in your presentation, in one of the slides, you explained the importance of using filler words such as like, and things like that. But then throughout the presentation, I noticed that sometimes you use these filler words to like
Because this
fill in
was
the,
done on short notice.
well, you could still have avoided them in some point.
Yeah, but like I wasn't like copying off the PowerPoint slide. I wanted to explain a bit more, so I just had it flowing out of my head.
Sure.
Siddharth, Siddharth,
Yes,
is
sir.
that a question or a finding?
It's like half question, half statement.
Okay. Right. Okay, Dhanishwar, that was a very valuable presentation. Wish one day we should see your video presentation. We have seen Siddharth's video presentation a couple of times, but we haven't seen yours as yet. So think about it. Maybe the next time, next week, when you're making a presentation, try to make a video presentation. Alright?
Yes, sir. I'll make a video presentation next week.
Okay, so there is an official announcement. Not very interested to put it in the group because almost everybody is here. Coming Wednesday, the next week, I was initially thinking of doing it on Monday or Tuesday, but Dakshin Siddharth today, if he leaves, he comes back only on Wednesday.
Yes.
He comes back only on Wednesday. Guru Prasanna is going on an examination break by availing RLS from tomorrow. You see, Wednesday we are having a team gathering. So we have got Raja sir and Krishna sir here. They will bring their kids, and a couple of other parents will bring their kids here. Now, the very idea of this kids gathering was not from me, it was from them, specifically from Raja sir, that things have become normal now, and the students are going to start going to school. Now, this Diwali is completed, Diwali holidays are also completed. So, from tomorrow onwards, people start going to school. So, it's been 2 years since they have been into the loop of going to the school on a regular basis. Before that, they normally think that some inputs and some feed has to be given to these people. So the interested parents, they are all bringing their kids here. So 2 or 3 parents bringing their kids here. So we'll have about some 8 or 10 people here. And we will have you both in the direct, if Ratan comes in direct, and you all should be in the online form. We will have a meeting. We all will speak, they will speak, I will speak, you will speak. And it's going to be a get-together. It's not a session, it is going to be a joy of interaction. That's going to happen on us. So, sir's 2 children, 6th grade and 12th grade. Raja sir already appointed 12th grade. She's a city nurse. But trainers was a former MSES. அதுக்கப்புறம் இன்னும் 2-3 பேர். So 8 are
Not accessible now.
இல்ல அது trainers மட்டும்தான் முடிச்சிருக்கோம். மற்றவங்க I think Mani sir கூட்டு வந்தாங்கன்னா நிதிகா sir வரும். சொல்லுவாங்க. I'll get the account used to it. So I'll prepare a you வரும்போது நீங்க எடுத்து வரும்போது நான் prepare பண்ணுவேன்.
Yes.
So it's going to be an interaction. All right. Siddharth,
Yes, sir.
shall I ask Guru Prasanna to make a presentation if you don't mind?
Sure, sir. You can go.
Guru, you have a screen to share?
Sir, no, sir.
Right. Let us start.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Shall
Once
I
again.
start?
One second, Raman.
One second, one second.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, sorry, now this more also reading was the presentation.
It's a pleasure that we are able to participate in.
Thanks for that. So, Sonamari, Wednesday.
All the mistakes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Bye.
Once again, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
Siddharth, which grade are you in for?
Mitra, I'm in ninth grade.
Ninth grade. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, GP, you can start.
Daddy.
Daddy.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All the best to you.
All the best, Dad.
All of us, Daddy.
All the best, Guru.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lakshmana, Siddharth, and sir. I'll start, sir.
Yes, Guru Prasanna, start 3, 2, 1, go.
Good manners will not open the door. The best education cannot. A warm greetings to one and all people here. Today, I'm going to do a presentation on the topic good manners. So, you may all know what is mean by good manner, but in my presentation, I would have took some of the realistic things and some things which have been imaginary and then innovative things. More things will be useful for the people in the teenage. So let's move on to the first manner. That's my one of the favorites. That's something I love the most, and I got this manner from my parents. The thing is learn positive things from each and everyone you see and you like. Don't learn the negative things from anyone in your life, even if they are parents. So this is uh, special for me because this was one thing my parents had taught me from my childhood. I had been learning this from my childhood to take the positive things from each and everyone in the whole world, whichever person whom it is, and leave the negative things. The people have people could have both positive and negative things. We should take the positive things. That is something which we have to follow, and that's the thing I have been regularly teased by my parents. That's the first manner, and the second thing is that to discover more and to research more, because like more people will not even try to do some work, uh, like they will not even try to do go through that, and they will not try to like discover something innovative, and they would just go on with something naturally, and they will not take the innovative things. In this way you can learn these two manners, that the two are like discover more things and innovation. Like if we get the power of innovation, we could do anything like imaginary skills and visualization. Those things should be there for each and every man in the world. If those things are not there in those things are not there in for a man, it's so tough to control them, and so tough to have uh, have a peaceful life, because visualization brings us lots of good things in our life. So innovation is one of the most important things. That's the second manner. And the third one is being a role model. So like many people will not uh, like will not go by themselves. Each and everyone will have a role model, and they follow the role model as, and they'll become a big they'll become a big successful man in their life. So that's the thing. Follow the role model. That's the third manner. And the fourth one, following the desires and the goals. So it's something which everyone have, uh, like in each and everyone's life, desire and goal are the important things. We follow that, and if we get that, uh, then happy things to be to do. So follow the desire. For this, we should follow the desire and follow the goals that we have. We should do hard work. Without doing any hard work, we cannot do anything uh, that's not possible, because hard work, like if we do hard work, we could get more sufficient things that we are in need. We could get more than what we think we could get more by hard work. So this one of my like best things soon to be done is hard work. And the next thing is giving respect to everyone. So maybe a younger boy or girl, if like them by name doesn't have any matter. We can call them by name, but if at all they did something wrong, we should not tell them like we should not have a negative vibe on them, and we have a positive vibe that he should not like just advise them that they should not do that. And for the elders, giving respect is the most important thing. We all will do that. For the younger ones, giving the advice is the most important aspect for the younger ones. And the next one is about listening skills, because in all the education subjects, LSRW is used first, like listening, speaking, writing, and reading. It will be used in all the education system. So in that, listening is the first step to do. If we listen anything carefully, education will improve. Anything by listening, we could improve lots of things in our life. So that's the thing. If we listen to the people who are speaking to us, and if we carefully go through everything, that's the main purpose of our life. So the last thing is to accept mistakes, because many people in this whole world will not even accept their mistakes. If at all we have did wrong things, also they'll just tell the lies to each and everyone, and they will not be honest enough to do all the work. So in this, honesty will also be a good manner, and accepting the mistakes will also be a good manner. So these are the good manners. Fine. Thank you so much, sir, for giving me an opportunity.
Thank you. John, Professor.
Good job,
Good job,
Guru.
Guru. Sit down.
Thank you.
இது மாதிரி 7 மணிக்கு முடிஞ்சு முடிச்சுட்டு 7 மணிக்கு ஒருத்தர் கஷ்டம்
சரி சண்டே அந்த ப்ராசஸ்
ஏன்டி நீங்க வருஷத்துக்கு கொடுக்கறதே இன்னும் இருக்குங்க ஏன்டி எவ்வளவு கொடுத்துருக்கீங்க ஏன்டி அடி அடுத்து அவ்வளவு
Okay, Siddharth.
Yes, sir.
Guru Prasanna, that was a very good presentation. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, sir.
Your presentation was very nice. And yours were very electrifying. Our marketing manager. அதாவது நானும் விஷயம் தெரிஞ்சிருக்கேன் மார்க்கெட்டிங் கூகுள் இருந்து டாபிக் எடுத்து ப்ராசஸ் பண்ணி எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணது நீ தான் பண்ணேன் பார்த்தா அவரும் சொன்னாங்க கூகுள் இருந்து டாபிக் பண்ணுறாரு அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு கெஸ்ட்டுகளை போயிட்டாங்க என்னால் எதுவும் சொல்ல முடியாது சரி இல்லை அவரு கூகுள் இருந்து காப்பி பண்ணுறது சொன்னாங்க ஜிபிஏ கூகுள் காப்பி ஜிஏ காப்பி அண்ட் பேஸ்ட் பண்ணுறது அந்த மாதிரி வந்து மித்ரா ஆக்சுவலாக அவர் என்ன சொன்னாலும் அதுதான் பண்ணுது டாபிக் மட்டும் கூகுள் இருக்கு எக்ஸ்பிளேஷன் ஃபுல்லாக அதான் அவர் புரிஞ்சுக்காங்க அவர் வந்துட்டு அந்த இடத்துல வந்துட்டு மார்க்கெட்டிங் டீச்சர் எனக்கு விஷயம் தெரியும் சரி குழந்தைக்குள்ள ஆசைப்படுது நானும் மார்க்கெட்டிங் அதுக்கப்புறம் ஸ்ரீ கேட்கலாம் வெரி இன்ஃபுளுன்ஷியல் பர்சன் 15 வருஷம் அமெரிக்காவில் இருந்து ஐடியில் வேலை செஞ்சது அந்த மாதிரி ஆளுகளும் சும்மா பேட்டி கேட்டு பக்கத்து உட்காந்து அவர் பேச வராது நீ என்ன பேசுறதுக்கு அது தெரியாது ஆனாலும் நான் பார்ப்பேன் திடீர்னு அவங்கள வாழ்க்கையில உங்களை பார்க்க வரோம் ஸ்கூலுக்கு போறதுக்கு முன்னாடி நீங்க பேசுங்க அப்படின்னு கேட்டேன் அடுத்த வாரம் ஏதோ ஒரு டைம் கொடுங்க நாளைக்கு வரோம் அப்படின்னு நான் சொன்னேன் நீ வர டைம்ல டேக்கிள் பண்ணணும்னு
முன்னாடி எல்லா அவங்க
இல்ல அது இவங்க அவங்க குழந்தைகளுக்கு சர்வீஸா ஏதாவது கேட்க வராங்க நான் இதை வந்துட்டு நான் நினைச்சேன்னா இதை வந்துட்டு இன்வாய்ஸ் ரைஸ் பண்ணி பண்ணலாம் சரி கேட்கறாங்க போய் போகுது என்ன ஒருத்தர் அவர் பண்ணி முடிச்சோன்னா அந்த சரி இந்த வாயில வந்து பேச இப்படின்னு என்ன சரி சிவி கூட பெட்டர் ரெஸ்பான்ஸ்
சரி சிவி இந்த கேட்கறேன் சிவி என்ன பிரசன்டேஷன் பண்ணீங்கன்னா நான் வாட் பிரசன்டேஷன்
ஆம்லெட் எப்படி ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணனும் பிரசன்டேஷன் சொல்ல வேண்டியது அவன் சும்மா வந்துட்டு இருக்கான்டா இந்த பீச்ல சன் பார்த்துட்டு அந்த மாதிரி என்ன செய்வீங்க டேய் உன்னை ஒரு நாள் பிடிக்கிறேன்டா என்னைக்கு நான் எப்ப எப்படி இருப்பேன்னு எனக்கே தெரியாது நீ ஒரு நாள் மாட்டுவ அன்னைக்கு அப்படியே கொத்து பரோட்டா மாதிரி பிச்சு உன்னை சாப்பிட போறேன்
சிவி இப்போ ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணிட்டியாடா
இல்லடா அவன் என்னத்துக்கு Siddharth, the session is hanging in balance. Once you are done, we are finished. Because Dakshin's mom has come. Siddharth, you have screen to share?
No, sir. I just have like a small kind of speech kind of thing.
Alright, go ahead. Come on. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Today, I will make a small speech/presentation on manners and behaviors teens should follow. Number 1, maintain eye contact while talking. Because while maintaining eye contact, you get the other person to know who you're talking to, that you're paying attention, and not that you're just goofing off, looking somewhere else, and not paying attention. Number 2, apologizing when you have something wrong. When you've messed up something, done something wrong way, And whoever is responsible for it, they have to say sorry or say something apologizing to the person they're supposed to report to. Number three, don't answer calls while talking to someone. By doing this, you make the other person know that you're just straight up ignoring them, don't care what they're talking about. If you don't answer the calls, then you make them know that you're paying attention and that make them feel important somehow. Number four, keep hands to themselves. That depends on how familiar you are with that person. If you're talking with some friends, you just pay attention to them and talk to them. Like keeping hands to yourself, that works unless you're playing some sport. And for people you don't know very well, just don't do it. Number five, shake hands with greeting someone new. This mostly happens to adults. It's like when adults are meeting someone new, they usually shake hands as a greeting to show that, hello, nice to meet you, I'm so and so, nothing such as that. But when you're just teens, that happens when you're talking to an adult. But with fellow friends, fellow teens, that usually doesn't happen unless you're very formal. Next, respecting people's personal because many people have their own personal space and don't want people to intrude. When people do intrude, they feel attacked or they feel like they're being attacked by something and don't have enough space. They just feel like walking away and not pay attention. Next, offering help to people who need it. By doing this, you're helping people around you, and the people you help, they think highly of you. They know that you're a person who's helpful and that you can depend on. Next, saying excuse me if you need to get someone's attention or when you accidentally bump into someone. While saying excuse me to someone like that, then it means that excuse me, yeah, going through. Like like things such as please move. It's like saying move, but in a nicer way and saying that I'm going through. Or to get someone's attention they're in the middle of a conversation. That's the best to do and not just interrupt. Next, and finally, writing thank you notes to those who gave you gifts. In this era, emails and text, handwritten notes are more meaningful in this way. Because nowadays we have emails and texting that's very quicker. But if you give a written note to someone who gave you a gift in person, that means a lot to them and that they'll think highly of you because like you are writing a note to someone and give you a gift in an era where emailing and texting is much easier. And that is all. Thank you. Thank you.
Well done,
Very
Well
nice.
Siddharth.
done, Siddharth.
Thank you. Thank you, Guru. Thank you, Tanashwar.
Very nice points, although it contained a couple of repeated points from the others' presentation, yet it was a very good presentation. So that's good job. Very nice.
Thank you very much, sir.
Sivi Adityan. If you are speaking, I am not hearing you. That's quite a good part of the word. Okay. Guru Prasanam, you are taking break from Tuesday, right?
Yes, sir.
So prepare a presentation on the pocket people, my pocket people, for tomorrow. And you are making the presentation tomorrow. And Tuesday is off. We are not working on Tuesday. And Wednesday we are having this gathering.
Sir, I think I'll be back.
பேசிட்டு தான் இருக்கு அப்புறம் இருக்கிற கை தூக்குறேன் ஏன் போயிடும் நீதானா பேசிட்டு இருக்க அப்புறம் இருக்கிற கை தூக்குறேன்
Sir, no, sir. We should not interrupt you, no, sir.
ஒரு நிமிஷம் உன் தம்பி என்னமோ சொல்றேன் டேய் சிபி
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, fortunately yes. டேய் தீபாவளிக்கு வீட்டுக்கு வந்தப்ப என்னடா சொன்னேன் பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்ண ஒழுங்கா பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்ணு சொன்னா இல்லையாடா இன்னைக்கு இவங்க எல்லாம் பிரசன்ட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க உன் பிரசன்டேஷன் எங்கடா
What can I do, sir?
குட் மேனர்ஸ் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு டாபிக்கை பத்தி நாளைக்கு நீ பிரசன்டேஷன் பண்ணி ஆகணும். ஓகே?
Okay, sir.
Tomorrow. You are going to school tomorrow, right? ஒரே இல்லையடா. ஏன்டா இந்த
Sir, I'm going.
Right. Okay. Guru Prasanna, you can carry on now. Fast.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'll be there on Wednesday, sir. After that, I'll be going.
Good. I expect that and I appreciate that. So the Wednesday இருந்து நான் எந்த மைலேஜும் எதிர்பார்க்கல. அது எனக்கு அட்மிஷன் கொடுக்கும் அப்படின்லாம் இல்லை. இன்ஃபேக்ட் ஐ டோன்ட் லைக் தட் ஐடியா, பட் தே போத் ரெக்வெஸ்டட். பாதி கிளாஸ் முடிக்கிட்டு ரெண்டு பேரும் உயிரை வாங்கிட்டாங்க. அதனால ஓகே சொல்லியிருக்கேன். பட் பார்க்கலாம், அது எப்படி போகுதுன்னு பார்க்கலாம். ஸோ லெட்ஸ் see.
Yes, sir.
எது அவங்ககிட்ட பார்க்கலாம். அவங்க சம்பந்தமா யாருமே இந்த ஸ்கைப் இல்லை.
இல்ல சார், யூடியூப்ல போடுறீங்க சார்.
அப்படியே இன்டர்நேஷனல் சேனல்.
ஆமா சார், அவங்க என்ன நான் பேசுறது எதுக்கு நான் தப்பு பார்த்தேன்.
இதெல்லாம் கரெக்ட் பண்ணி
இது நான் போஸ்ட் பண்ணல சார். நீ மித்ராவும் ஸ்டேஜில் பிரசன்ட் பண்ணுங்க. அது ரெண்டு மட்டும் தான் போடுறேன். இதெல்லாம் கரெக்ட். அப்புறம் தானேஷ் இதில் போட்டுருந்தாங்க. உங்கள் ப்ரெசன்டேஷன்ஸ் மட்டும் பண்ணிட்டு இப்போ சித்தார்த்து முடிச்ச வரைக்கும் இருக்கும். அதுக்கப்புறம் ஓகே. ஸோ Daneshwar and Siddharth, we are meeting next week. Daneshwar, Friday or Saturday?
Friday I have school, so Saturday and Sunday. Also next week I can't attend, sir. I have a for Saturday only. I have a Model UN conference.
On Sunday?
Yeah, I can attend on Sunday.
All right. Okay, I'll make adjustment accordingly. Siddharth, what about you?
Sir, I have the same kind of thing. I'm also going to a Malayan conference on the same day.
So both of you guys are available only on Sunday, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Prepare a presentation, both of you. Siddharth, you already have one pending. Make that. And Daneshwar, prepare one. And make sure it is a video presentation.
Okay, sir.
All right, boys. So we will meet tomorrow. Dakshin Siddharth will be on a hiatus for 2 days, and he'll be back on Wednesday. But tomorrow, Mitra Manigandan, Guru Prasanna, Rita Nitish, Kavin Sandron, and Sivi Adityan will be the attendants. And the activity is My Pocket People exhibit. Prepare accordingly, and we'll meet tomorrow. Okay, right. Any other questions before we leave?
No,
No,
sir.
No, sir.
All right, Siddharth, Daneshwar, all the very best for the conference, and meet you next Sunday. Guru Prasanna, Sivi Adityan, we will meet tomorrow. Excellent.
Thank you, sir. See you next week.
Sounds good.
Bye.
All right, expect this one. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye,
sir.
sir.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Keep shining live
Bye.
strong.
Keep shining this strong.